Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We had ourselves a brief little intermission. We traded out Ace for the lovely Bowie. Thank you very much for joining me today, Bowie.
It's my pleasure. And I mean, today's going to be a really hype match. We have NoPing versus Ravens. NoPing not doing that great. When Brax actually joined, I was kind of hopeful for how it would turn out. But besides some glimpses of brilliance that they showed, they're still struggling to close out series. So, like, winning against Ravens here could potentially give them some breathing room. But who knows, right? I think they have a lot of things to fix, and sometimes with you know, even though we have a lot of time between games, it feels like they have a lot of problems that definitely go a little bit. Oh, actually, Brax is not even playing, right? Are they out of standing games? Because I see Lewis in the lobby here.
I think so. They kicked Brax a bit ago. I think. Well, Louis,
I mean,
sorry.
they
I think
the
they.
last series. Oh yeah, yeah,
They
yeah. Okay.
also might want to make sure that they have a sub available for when they uh because they have to be strategic right now. I think they used 3 Brax tokens
Thing.
and they have one more, and you don't get an extra Brax token if you're going to be playing tiebreakers. And it's probably going to head to tiebreakers because all 3 teams have only secured one game. Plus, NoPing. Actually, no, I think they're going to keep it for next match because next match, NoPing has to play against Gorilla's Pride. And they're also tied for last place. And that actually would probably mean NoPing could get ahead of Gorilla's Pride and force tiebreakers with either Balrogs or dodge
I think I
tiebreakers
get what
completely.
you mean.
So they
Like,
they yeah, they're just sacrificing this game against Ravens to have a chance against Gorilla's Pride.
wait, so they have two Brax games, right? The entire tiebreakers count as one, as far as I know. So
Yes, well
they
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 have one Brax token. One more game with Brax that they can play. I think.
besides the tiebreakers.
I think they use them 3 times, and then they
Yeah,
can
it's
use them
five.
one more time, and that's either regulation game, so either today or the next game against Gorilla's Pride, or the tiebreakers. Not it and.
Oh, that's terrible then, because that means they would have to play with Lewis for the tiebreakers either way.
Yes, but
Uh,
if Gorilla Balrogs they have their last match against South Team, if Balrogs loses that, they are 1-6. Uh, yes, and then if Gorilla's Pride versus NoPing gets played and NoPing beats Gorilla's Pride, then NoPing
it's a,
would be safe, and they would
yeah,
dodge
no,
tiebreakers that way.
makes sense. Makes sense.
So I guess you tank the match against Ravens to be more, strategic, and then you get the sub in against Gorilla's Pride, win that series, and then you're safe. You will at least get paid.
You are making some sense here. So yeah, it sounds like a sound plan. South team doing a little bit better than Borogs, although they did give a run to Mad King's money in the last series. I was pretty surprised with how long the series lasted in general. So maybe Borogs could actually take that series, but either way, there still would be tiebreakers. So maybe if Lewis steps up his game here, there's a chance that NoPing doesn't get relegated.
Yep, it's all. That's the problem with kind of the DPC rules. You saw it also in like the previous series. Uh, you kick a player at the start of the season, in King Tech in that case, after the first game, and you're kind of putting yourself in a very problematic position. Same thing happened with Wolf Team, I think 2 seasons ago, where I
Mhm.
think they kicked Yadomi and
Yeah.
whatnot, and then they came to like the ending of the season and they were like struggling because they couldn't get the player. Someone else couldn't play, so they couldn't have 2 subs going in. It was a whole mess. Definitely hope that we have more structured rules next season on how to handle this, and also that teams when they start the DPC that they don't immediately kick their freaking teammates at the set like after the first game. I think that's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, it's definitely rough. We were also talking about how that's going to translate towards the TI qualifiers, right? Where you can actually swap. I think it's up to 2 players. So even these teams that are in Division 2, even if you get relegated, you can still play the TI qualifiers. So we could see, NoPing or a lot of these teams just swap a lot of players. And, while I think that's interesting, it's kind of weird at the same time that you could, like, maybe play all 3 tours with a team and then you're just out because, your team wants someone else for TI quals.
Yeah.
I think, with all of the talks about consistency and everything, there maybe there should be more rules about how that swap goes. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Because a couple of the Brazilian players that are still available. RDO, Sexy Fat. I know that they've remade Midas Club with Astini, but technically they can't play TI qualifiers
Mm-hmm.
normally, so that's the only way to get it. Personally, I think that the open qualifier should just be back. That's just me. I think it was the greatest thing in the entire season, except for TI. TI open qualifiers was marvelous to watch. I get why they went for this route, but this route also has problems because of the player swapping at the end. And you're going to get a lot, like every team is going to swap out players. You can guarantee it. Almost every team in Division 2 is going to swap out 2 of their players, get 2 new ones in there from the players that are still available. I mean, except for like the top teams and maybe some of the, like Mad Kings or something that really are more focused on team performance. But yeah,
I feel like a very easy fix for that problem would be the 2 teams that get relegated, they don't play TI quals, and then you have open quals for the closed quals, right? And so these 2 slots get open, and teams that were not playing the DPC in this tour could still join and qualify for the 2 slots that were open. And I think that would be fine because even the teams that get relegated, they could join the open quals anyways, and if they're good enough, they'll climb. And if not, we can still have these like players that were outside going for the open quals. Because I agree, I think it's super hype to just have this weird combination of players that just decide to play and maybe they can make it.
yeah, the
I
old
think it
classic
makes things
Syndra
more.
stack that
Oh yeah,
always comes back.
that escapes our imagination every time
Wings
it
Gaming,
escapes the chances of qualifying.
OG's first TI win as well. They came through the open qualifiers. They
Yeah.
had to crawl their way all the way through, and it makes that zero to hero story. I can get why they went against it because otherwise, the teams might feel a little bit infuriated and whatnot. That they play the entire year, and then some random pub stack joins in and takes their a possible spot at TI. To that, I just say, get good, get better. Otherwise, you would have that spot yourself. But yeah, that's just
Mhm.
my point of view. I just like a good underdog story coming up every year, pretty much. But that is beside the point. They're taking quite some time. I don't know what's going on. It's camera issues again. It seems. I mean, you're gonna have to translate for me because I can't read Portuguese or Spanish for that matter,
Uh,
and I assume you know a little bit of Spanish.
he literally just said, "No ping. Remember that you need the cameras to play." Which at pretty much the last game, I guess the second to last game from No Ping, you would assume they know, but with these players, you always have those beautiful headshots of their foreheads and the dark space in between their eyes and whatever it is in their rooms. They definitely struggle with cameras. It's I guess the price that you pay to be really good at Dota.
Yeah, it's not like it's rocket science. You've had to do it every single game of this tournament. And still we always have delays because of it. And then we talk about random stuff like the TI qualifiers that I'm definitely still looking forward towards. And also the I still don't know how exactly that like the wildcard thing is gonna work out. I think what was
Oh, what do you mean?
like how number 3 from every region goes there or something. What was it? Number 2.
Number 2 and 3 from every region post the TI quals goals.
And then
So
top
that's
2
12
teams.
teams qualifying for 2 slots. Yeah,
Okay. Which is still pretty hype. I'm
yeah.
happy
I mean,
that they
super
made
high.
it, obviously, because that's just an extra tournament. Um, but definitely looking, it is something that everyone wanted because that is sort of still a bit more of the, zero to hero kind of thing where they have multiple chances. Does mean that you're going to get a couple of unconventional teams at TI, but Bowie, we can stop rattling forever and give the chat what they want. Ravens versus NoPing draft for game number 1 on the way. Let's get it going. Any interesting choices here on the bans that you see?
I only see 2. You know, the Beastmaster, it's your standard broken hero of the patch. So might as well. I mean, I don't want to say broken, but definitely a very hard to respawn hero. And I guess the Batrider, you know, obviously something that Leo Style loves, so they're gonna take it out.
Louise offlane
But
that plays it as well a lot. They did get destroyed by a Pudge with it, but we'll just try to forget about that one.
And we see the classic, the beautiful, the quintessential Rockman.
He's gonna rock you all night long. Tony getting secured here. Tony is always a nice hero, but there's the DK Enigma, and well, yeah, Enigma, you know, fear of the black hole, blah 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 yada. You're gonna need to get a counter to the black hole.
Monkey King.
I guess they're gonna play with the Kim Vision game in the trees to see if they can spot out the Enigma before he gets the blink.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be a Sport Enigma, I think. Would be pretty odd to just draft your mid and your off lane. So in that regard, I actually don't even like the Sport Monkey King that much because Midnight Pulse is a pretty hard counter to it. And it's not like this Enigma should have that much of an impact. Usually, it's just like what it does in the lane. Eventually, it just rushes a... I mean, obviously, it's going to depend on the draft, but a lot of the Support 5 Enigmas I've seen recently... They just go Vlads into the OP healing ward that deals damage. So I don't like the Monkey King too much, if I gotta be honest. But it is something that King plays really well, so they might just be going for comfort here.
Yeah, right now comfort is probably the most needed for them.
10 seconds
It is a very rough game here for the NoPing side. Ravens look very good. The only team that I think beat them was Curitiba, if I'm not mistaken, and Curitiba dumpstered them, like absolutely destroyed them as well. So that was very surprising to me because I thought it would be a lot closer of a game. Does show you, of course, that Curitiba, you know, that is experience on your side.
So we see a lot of that Necrophos ban kind of throws me off a bit. I wonder what type of hero they're going for, banning that bad boy. And then we see the Zeus ban, definitely a hero that's growing a lot in popularity and that I think is pretty good. So I don't even mind the Zeus ban. That seems fine to me so far.
Yeah.
By the way, the bans here kind of indicate a core Enigma, right? It wouldn't ban Rubik Wyvern if you're gonna play support 5 Enigma.
I mean, you always kind of want to get... You don't want to have a situation where Rubik can spell steal a black hole, because that just means you lose the game.
I mean... to me, if they're banning that, it has to be core Enigma.
It's probably
or else
Ben
you're just
has
waste...
off-lane Enigma, right?
Yeah, but then you already drafted this Dragonite. I don't know. I look at Dragonite and I was expecting, you know, Murana or just something that works really well combo-wise. But I think this Enigma hero kind of lacks damage early on in this. So I hope they draft a little... something that can play high tempo with the DK. Because that hero just gets a blink. And if he doesn't have a hero to play with, it's pretty sad. Like, you don't scale that much. I mean, you can poke some buildings and all. But it can be a little bit underwhelming.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I have seen a couple of, like, DK +4s lately. But right now, Ravens are playing with 3 offlane heroes as their opening 3 heroes that they've chosen. Venomancer! I have not been able to see a Venomancer perform in a very long amount of time. Plus the Vengeful Spirit. We're getting to see a couple of new heroes here on the side of NoPing.
Yeah, very true. This Venge... in my pubs, I've been seeing a lot of 3 Venge. But very hard to read how this draft's gonna work out. I think I remember Luis playing offlane Tiny as well. So even Tiny could be fighting for that offlane role. So in a way, NoPing's draft is good because it's hard to read. In another way, also considering how their performances have been, it could just end up being a terrible shit show where you don't really have the right roles for the characters you want to play. So I'm a little bit scared, you know. I really think all of the players there are really good, but this draft feels very over the place. So considering they don't have 24th pick, only 23rd, I feel like they're gonna have to do a lot with this last pick to make everything look cohesive.
Invoker.
Okay, Voker. I really like Raven's draft a little bit more at the moment. It's just kind of wild. I'm assuming NoPing are playing 5 Venge, Monkey 4, Veno offlane, Tiny mid. Like, that's the most basic setup that it looks to me. Because I know Kim plays a ton of Monkey King position 4. He's also really good at it. Veno annoying in the safe lane. Venge is just there to interrupt Black Hole. That's literally all he has to do this game. Swap. Done. Nothing else that the hero really has to implement. If he can get an Ags at one point, big plus. Beside that, just stand back, swap the entire time, deny the Enigma's Black Hole, and you're just going to be fine.
Yeah, the problem that I see here is that you're playing Venomancer blind into a lane. Usually Venomancer is a great response for, you know, your Ursa Svens, where you just like kind of crush the lane. I don't like Venomancer as a pick before you know your lane, because this hero can just die. Or like if they ban Jug here, which would definitely be a hero that could crush that lane. But I'm sure there are more heroes you can go for. You know, maybe some anti-mage sort of guy. You already have this Viper, right? So you have the slow. All you need is gap close. Even maybe PA could work in this scenario. I think it's a good matchup versus Monkey King as well, just because you have a way out of the Wukongs.
Yeah, I'm a little bit afraid that he just gets destroyed by Veno, though. Like, laning-wise could be very problematic for a PA.
10 seconds.
I think with the Viper 5, you just crush the Veno, but...
Is it a Viper 5, though?
Sorry, Viper 3. Viper 3. No. It has to be, right? Because you have Invoker and DK.
Red
Is
Monster,
that DK support then?
literally last series, Red Monster played Pulse 5 Enigma.
I know. But where's the DK going?
Then you'd have DK offlane Viper 4?
I think Viper 4 is
Viper
absolutely
Viper is
trash.
absolutely trash, well, no matter the matchup. Also,
Yeah, he's a good
Abaddon?
5. He's a good 5.
Wait,
Yeah, that's gonna be Abaddon 5, Venge 4, Monkey King carry, right?
10 seconds.
I guess?
With Tiny mid.
5 seconds remain.
NoPing
I'm okay with
feels
Venge
like
4.
they have 0 damage, though.
Mm-hmm.
Actually 0 damage.
Only Tiny actually burst before down. Okay, so that's
Ravens are playing with 5 cores. Okay, we'll get past that.
Okay, so it's a Dismor Enigma. All right.
Okay, and
I really like Raven's draft. I feel like NoPing. Like you're playing core Monkey King, knowing Enigma is on the enemy side, so they just went for full comfort for Mandy. I don't think this ABBA last pick really makes that lane much better. I feel like Benjaz will free farm. Like you know this is gonna be. I guess they didn't know because it was last pick on Ravens, but this DK could die if Monkey King had a Grimstroke or like some extra damage. Instead, they went for this defensive support, and I don't think like Melancholy or Mendy would be in any trouble against a DK Enigma lane. So I honestly just feel like Raven's gonna stomp this game. I don't really feel this NoPing lineup.
I agree with you there. It is a Tiny 4 and a Leah-style mid-Venge, which is...
Oh, okay. That's kind of a wild card. That's the only thing.
That's the Thompson choice, right? That's what Thompson used to do every once in a while. But I just... That makes me think that Nango can just go Quas Exort. And with the CK on your side, easy Sunstrikes on the side lanes, you help them out, you blow them up. Because against a Venge, I don't really see the need to go Wex.
Probably. I mean, I think this Invoker could not learn spells, and this game would still be very, very hard for NoPing. I just... I feel like their side lanes are going to struggle very, very much. Not struggle, but like this Monkey King would own this lane with a different support. And they last picked this Baron. I'm not sure there's gonna be that much value coming out of him. We'll see though. Kind of a late ward here from Dunyao, so it's gonna be taken out.
Quick counter word as well coming in. Also, like, they have... Ravens is a pretty greedy... Like, you compare... Ravens' draft is super greedy, and NoPing's draft is not greedy enough. It's a real weird mix of...
Just 30 seconds now.
You know,
It's
4 supports
It's
versus...
not greedy, but they also have
goals.
no damage.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't... I think, like, you would have to try hard to actually get this drafted, because it's just really weird. I think him is dead, actually.
Nango actually went for Quas at the start. Okay. So probably going to be a Wex.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Venge is a creep, right? She has no way of dealing with the EMP, so how will she play Dota? I guess you just max Wave of Terror. But probably a spell he'll have enough mana to cast.
And it's going to be a 2-for-2 bounty rune trade. Mandy chasing after Benaz. But yeah, he level bound the strike, so Benaz doesn't even have anything to fear at this stage. Probably not doing the laning stage either. Kim is actually going to be heading bottom, so you're going to be playing with the tiny 4 in the bottom lane. I guess toss him underneath the tower with a boundless strike is the name of the game there. Because they're actually pretty bad in top with the Veno.
Yeah, basically, I think they felt like that Viper's gonna be a 3. That's why they drafted the Abba. But it was a really good swap by Ravens to just have it as a 5. I mean, I don't know, man. This lane looks so bad for NoPing. This Leo style Venge has to deliver big time.
I mean, it could be a nice little surprise added in for us. I also have my doubts, don't get me wrong. I definitely like the Ravens draft a lot more. Especially if this was an Expert Foker, but, you know, it's Wex. Kind of like lame, but still.
Fun part is usually people complain that Invoker Quas Wex has low base damage. Click on the Venge, then click on the Invoker.
Yeah, that is kind of sadness.
Yeah, that is like...
Good attack
all of their heroes, so much terrible base damage. Lewis has 53. This Venge has 57 now that she got level 3.
He's destroying in the last hit department, though. Venge is terrible. Oh, nice tornado from Nengo. But yeah, Venge has terrible attack damage, but his attack animation, her attack animation, sorry, pardon my French, is actually really good. Dismar's in the meantime just playing as a jungle Enigma and letting Benja's solo the bottom lane. He's just in the tree, in jungle, his own triangle, demonic conversion, eat some creeps.
I mean, even though this adaptation from NoPing is good, you know, I think that a Baron would really do no damage to Benjas. He just has to Dragon Tail the Monkey King every time, and as long as he has that available, he'll farm. And because the Enigma is denying the creep equilibrium is always going to be on Raven's side, since they are doing a good job of dealing with the camps. You can see the Dismar block the small camp there. So it just feels like all lanes are pretty much impossible for NoPing to win. They'll maybe tie. I cannot see them winning a single lane.
Nango's getting destroyed in mid, though. Like, actually destroyed by Leo style. Look at that last hit difference between the two. Okay, maybe he's onto something. Watched a bit too many of those tops and clips.
Maybe. I was actually checking if anyone's playing mid-Venge right now. And I did find a Matumba Man and a Limp game. But overall, doesn't seem to be super hot. Kim, good rotation here.
And that should be first blood. On to Nengo. The Voker is in trouble. And doesn't have the mana for his Ghost Walk either. Just got the mana. And it is still.
He got a level. He got level 4 and got enough mana, but he was dead.
Okay, Leo style mid Venge, rocking it. The problem is that he's also the one that needs to interrupt Black Hole, though. Which is definitely
like
the scary part.
My fear is what you do. Like, you kind of like Ags is the reason this hero is playable. do you want to be farming eggs with a hero that farms very slowly as your mid position? That's really my fear. Like, yeah, it's commendable that he's doing really well in lane. I just like his timings are weird. I'm very curious to see what his item build is gonna look like. You know, maybe he'll go some drums, sort of
Dragonlance,
run
I
it
think.
to sort of
I think it's
style.
Dragonlance first item, and then maybe, you know, split it open to get that Ags.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Also, Mandy having a pretty good lane in the bottom. They are playing with pretty much an extra core on Ravens with Dismar, but Nengo is at this point starting to look less and less like a core. As that Voker mid is struggling, and Voker Quaswex, of course, is not really a good recovery hero at all.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah, you do need a couple of kills. Which the heroes on Ravens are okay at. You know, I think the top lane is very killable with Viper and CK, but bottom, not as much. You do need Ben just to have his level 6, which he is slowly getting into. He's actually ahead in levels of Mendy, even though the CS is slightly favorable for Mendy.
Well, they find the kill on Garen top. It will be Dad getting a kill in return. You have Abaddon going for a right-click fight. Stun comes out. Duna still needs to be careful because Dad crits like a mother trucker. And drag him back. So the crit, Dad gets a double kill. That is pretty good for the CK. That is actually very good for the CK.
Does lose a couple of creeps on their tower, but the double kill definitely makes up for that. And you also see this Invoker slowly crawling his way back into this game. You know, it's usually the life of a Quaswex Invoker. I don't think he should be losing the lane as hard as he is, but as long as you have a couple of levels in an urn, you're set. So it's not that much of an issue. And like, if you look at Leo's style, I feel like it's going to be really hard for him to make any moves because he's just going to be tanking those EMPs. He does have a wand at least to compensate for that. Oh, Leo style.
Nice job from Dismar.
Yeah.
He denies the double damage rune. Leostyle getting slowed. Body blocks as well. Dismar. Oh, does he get the kill onto Leostyle? It's so close and yet too far away. Leostyle just barely gets himself out of dodge. And the tips do get spread across. Nice job from Dismar regardless to deny the double damage and give Nengo a little bit of time to at least catch up, which is slowly happening, but you know, with Hanamitis it will go a lot faster.
We do see Mendy's courier here dying, but he did deliver him some of his current items. Alright, actually just TP stop. No vision. Let's see if he can... yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to kill anyone in his lane.
Well, Kara is level 3, so that should be an easy kill. And
oh, he doesn't have Matter Toxin. Okay.
Doesn't have really anything. Louis is level 6, Mandy's level 6. And you also have Dad just heading over towards the jungle. He's going to go for the armlet, the Echo Saber kind of build. Kim's actually walking right towards Dad.
Dire's top tower is under
That's the real one. I don't think Dad realized that that was the real Tiny.
Oh, nice.
That tornado was pretty on point. Leostyle actually running in. Dad's in trouble. Look at that damage he's already taken. The MP to drain the mana quickly. Mandy gets stunned up, but Leostyle swap gets the kill. That's a big kill for Leostyle.
In the name of Skrill.
How is Benha's top net width of the game?
Dire's top
He was
tower
solo.
is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, he took a tower. Like, as while that everything there happened, he actually gets a tower. They did get the tower top with that Venomancer as well. So overall, a good like fight for NoPing because they got the carry kill and also got the objectives. But it's all about the timings of this DK. Once he has Blink, he's gonna feel much more impactful than Luis, where like Luis has to deny farm from Ravens and camp his big jungle. The DK can play aggressively, and that's gonna be aligned with. Oh, they have 2 Warrens? Oh, no, sorry. So yeah, the Arnon Invoker with this Blink on DK, it's gonna be huge.
Dismar, he's just rushing up the Vlad, so he wants to get the good old classic Wraith back. Very good against the Venomancer specifically, because he does do a stupid amount of damage. Louise is going to get the jump top lane. Kill goes to Dad, easy pickings. Not really the most viable hero. Just trying to get himself a Spirit Vessel rush. Dismar gets tossed to the side. And he TP's out. Okay. He actually gets tossed away from Leostyle as well. So Leostyle could not interrupt the TP attempt.
Yeah. The Invoker going for the Vlads I talked about. I think that's usually the... I'm sorry, the Enigma. That's usually the right way to play support Enigma. Like, you don't want to be really banking your existence on those blink black holes. You're so easy to cancel your black hole. Everyone's going to play really well against it. Just make sure you can contribute. You're really helping lane. That's why this DK is doing that well, even though he was against a Monkey King. And then you just transition into an item that can exist even if you get taken out, which will probably happen a lot in this game.
Dire should look to the
I mean,
tower.
I definitely agree with you, but there aren't that many interrupts on the side of NoPing for Black Hole. They've got Monkey Stun, Feng Stun, Tiny Stun. Fenno and Abaddon can't do anything against it, and that's kind of scary.
I mean, swap is really annoying,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Especially when you have the eggs. So, like, even if the Venge dies, there's still gonna be the illusion casting spells.
But that's also another scenario where, you know, you kind of, as a safe lane, a mid lane Venge, also need to sacrifice yourself, which you also don't want to do, before the Ags at least. When you get Ags, maybe. It's still not fun. It depends on how big the black hole is. If it's only on the Abaddon, you're not going to care.
I mean, this Vlad's build is pretty common in Enigma supports nowadays, so I don't mind it. I think it's overall pretty good. And it puts way less pressure on your hero as well. Like, you can cast Black Hole when you're sure that, like, everything is used or enough heroes are dead. And, like, that item is still really good. It enables your Eidolons quite a bit. You just push waves really strongly. It really adds a new layer to this hero. Like... He playing around black hole is really hard, so you usually want to be a core if you're doing that. Big TP's bottom, they find the tornado.
That is a biggie. Yeah, there's nothing you can do right there. Rotations are nowhere to be seen. Tier 1 towers, of course, non-existent already, thanks to the DK. That is going to be a good first real rotation move. I mean, there's been a couple of kills, but not really any rotation moves. Duna does not have his Goro time yet. He is so close, 8 experience away from level 6. And Dad just blows him up.
And that's really my point. Like, when you look at Leostyle and where Mendy is playing the dead lane, and the mid player is farming where the carry usually is. So, until that Eggs is done, even though Leostyle is 2-0-0 and can say he had a really good lane, he's not enabling Mendy. So he has a lot of weight to pull once this Eggs is done. And while he farms his Eggs, looks like Mendy's game is getting tougher and tougher.
Dad's also fairly farmed. Okay, really farmed, I would say. Mandy is going for the Maelstrom after his Echo Saber, so he's going for more of a fighting build. Leostyle, once he gets his Ags, I think there definitely is, like, go time for them. But they need to start making moves, otherwise the very greedy lineup might get out of control. Nengo is almost done with the Spirit Vessel, but you really, like, that Poker is just so incredibly poor at this stage. It's sadness.
He is actually very poor. It's kind of crazy how far behind he is. But I still feel like it's not going to matter. Like, the value he brings up with just Tornado EMP is huge.
Yeah, I do agree with that. It's just... I always find it sad that the mid lane just struggles so much in terms of net worth.
Yeah, I mean, Leostyle is doing really well. It doesn't necessarily translate to an easier game for NoPing. You know, net worth is just a number.
Yeah, having to use Magic Missile on creeps just to farm a little bit faster. Because it's not the fastest farming hero in the world. Dismar,
Yeah,
I think has his full Vlad's finished. To be fair, yeah, you're playing with pretty much 2 3.5s on your side. And both of them have a superb amount of utility behind them.
Well-gotten gains.
Rotation from Ravens in the bottom side. They're not... I'm surprised that they went for this because, you know, there's no tower here. They do know that Mendy is not top for a while now. Not bottom for a while. So kind of expected them to just try and take this mid tower.
Okay. And now the question is, when will we actually get to see a team fight attempt here? Louise does have his ulti available, so can bring in a lot of damage during the fight. Benaz with the blink dagger. Luna's not really the target. Mandy's nearby. Gotta be careful, because there's a coiling blade on Benaz if he sees you jump.
Okay, I mean, I do like the posturing for NoPing. I think they're doing a fairly good job considering that they're far behind in this early game. This is, I don't know. I feel like Ravens is responding to this very slow push, and they're just wasting time. At the end of the day, that smoke that they didn't really get that much vision in the big jungle. They dropped like one ward, and I think this one was already up. So yeah, even though they got this advantage, they're kind of clunky with the way they're playing right now. They already have this blink on DK. They pretty much have everything they need. Not like Nango Flow is recovering in farm anytime soon, so I would love to see them playing more aggressively.
Yeah, Nango is just struggling. Has to split all the farm, of course, with 3 cores. Well, Disma in this case also a core. But this is really where you see... I mean, I casted a game yesterday that had Stormstormer in it, and he was against the lineup where Quaswex Foker was perfect. Like, it was the best Quaswex Foker game you could play. Guess what he played? The man...
Exort.
Yeah, the man went Exort, gave 0 Fs, and just... he was top 3 net worth the entire game through. Even though on paper, Wex was stronger, he still decides, nah, Exort's the way... is the way a real Chad should play, and I agree with him.
I mean, it's definitely a specialist kind of thing. I think so many players have been playing Quaswex for so long that it kind of became comfort. It's not like, oh, I have to play Quaswex now. It's like what they prefer to do. So, maybe we need more Stormers to kind of lead the way for these players to change their habits. I do agree that Exort Invoker is a little bit
Superior.
underutilized.
No, it's just superior. I'm an advocate for
that's
big
underutilized.
fat fireballs.
There's a place for every type of Invoker.
No, not for Wex Exort. No. Get the disgust away. But yeah,
Nango Flow is not selling this Invoker very well. I actually like that he stopped the Vessel going back for Midas. That's a pretty good move, I think.
They are playing a farming game right now, and they are out farming their opponents as well. I mean, the CK is pretty much done with the BKB. He's gonna quickly get himself probably the Echo Saber back, but Dad is very farmed on this CK, like incredibly farmed.
Yeah, I mean, this eggs is finally completed, so I really want to see what Leo Style has in store for us, because he needs to start making this item look good.
Okay, Wukong's Dismar is dead. Is about to finish up his Wraith back. That's been like the only kill in the last, what, 7 minutes?
I mean, is this a Dota game? Do we actually get to kill
hello?
people?
Is this League? Oh, that must be the problem, right? I got the wrong game.
I think I saw a screenshot of a recent League game where it was like 30 minutes and there was no kills.
Yep, that's your average League game.
Jesus.
Louise. Okay, that's a very quick kill. That's a core right there. That's a off-lane Veno, and Dad just 2-shots him with a crit. Also, Tornado connection onto Leostyle. Use that Ags, buddy. Make it work. The slot comes out. He's trying to run away. Benaz on the chase. Leostyle still being slowed down. The Sunstrike. It doesn't really do damage because it's only level 3 Exort. And the illusion is gone in half a second later. Okay.
There you go. That's why Ags is I don't know, man.
I guess.
The value is there. We farmed for 18 minutes to witness that. Okay, they're gonna try and contest Roche. Good play. At the same time, Ravens is doing this really quickly, so I don't think this smoke's gonna be enough. They don't have any innate initiator. Mendy is playing under this ward, but it's too late.
Yeah, that is a 6k lead now for the Ravens. Louise is very dead. He's standing there like, I don't have a blink, I don't have a force stuff, I don't have a glimmer. Dad is there, and he exists. And Louise gets cracked by Dad. There's the backline jump. Wukong's is actually out of range. Black Hole gets used, interrupted immediately. Going in back onto the Vengeful Spirit. Will lose his first life, has at least that second life that he can use to run away from the CK. Oh no, he cannot, because they've got control and an 8k net with lead. Mandy, where the hell was that Wukong's command meant to land?
Well, I think we predicted how this game was going to pan out pretty well. I mean, at least I did. I think you were. You didn't expect NoPing to get crushed as hard. I don't think Venge is a good mid hero when you have Mandy on your team. I think he plays a very specific sort of playstyle. And he also had a hero that was not set up for success, right? We talked about this. They last picked Zaba. Even though they swapped the lanes, the Tiny also didn't enable that Monkey King really well. It's not a Grimstroke, it's not a Lich, where you could kill this DK that actually started with Dragon Tail weapon, so he didn't even have the armor. All of that combined just made this game, like, you have a jungle Enigma for 20 minutes, a Midas Invoker, and NoPing didn't really accomplish that much, even against so much passiveness.
Yeah, that definitely is kind of the biggest issue here. Ravens they farm faster. They farm better, they farm more efficiently. Dad is just a beast at farming. Not interrupted whatsoever. You've got a Veno. What does Veno do late game? It's nothing. It's like a nice little addition. Neostyle gets killed off without even the CK being there. Speaking of which, they are TPing towards bottom. Kim has a Blink Dagger finished up. But you're going to have to kill off the CK who has 2.9k HP with the armlet on twice.
And a BKB.
And a beacon. Like, there's this, plus he has that godlike lifesteal. Like, this hero does not, they have no damage on NoPing. That Venge, he gets an illusion. Whoop, they freaking do. It does no damage. Dad, however, does a lot of damage. I don't know how, what, where. Someone just effed up in the draft significantly.
Yep. There were multiple decisions that I found questionable. You know, the core Monkey King into Enigma, this Iba last pick. It just makes the game so hard for them to play. Like, they won mid, but the only lane that they won is the hero that just jungled for 10 minutes after he won the lane. So that network was dead. It was not being used around the map to create anything besides, you know, map pressure that Mandy couldn't get. So, like, Venge was farming stacks and pushing lanes, and the Monkey King was dying bottom because that's the only place he had to farm.
But Bowie, we gotta give credit where credit is due. He got value out of that Axe, because after he got Axe, he died 4 times. So he at least got 4 illusions. And Duna just got blown up before Borrowed Time could get popped. Dad just hit, because I think the pop range is what, 400 HP? Health threshold 400. He hits him over 400, bursts him in one fell swoop, and yep, that's a sad way to go.
Another hero will die, I think. Is Venomancer a hero? I don't know. This stage, he feels like a banana. And this is not this is not a Minions quote or joke, okay?
Oh,
have you
is Minions 2 already out in the movies theater?
Yeah, like for some reason I'm getting like a lot of Minions sort of content on my TikTok,
I saw
and I just like, why is the algorithm showing me this?
Well, you're giving away that you're a minion master. Actually, that is
Jesus.
a game. A minion. Oh, hello, Mandy. That's why you don't pick a monkey safe lane versus an
Yep. That's what I'm talking about.
High five, baby. High five. GG out.
Questionable.
I mean, this is over. There's like no chance your lineup does anything late game. Vengeance gets Avalanche sauce comboed. He lost 1/3 of his HP. In comes Dodge. Smack, smack, smack. You know, I want to bring like hype, interest. There's nothing to talk about. They're just getting ran over. Ravens having fun. Easy pickings. Ags
Do
is
you want to talk
nothing.
more about minions?
Yeah, I actually really, I love the first Minions movie, and it's also one of the only movies that my girlfriend enjoys, because for some reason she does not like movies, whereas I am
Really?
a super Marvel fan.
Okay. I mean, I actually never watched the Minions movie, I think.
Watch it.
Really? I don't know, man.
It is actually really good.
Why
It's
is
very
it good?
fun.
It
'Cause it's
doesn't
just-
sell itself.
It is funny. It's just, you know, a cartoon show that entertains you. Like, of course, you know, you could be like super serious and you know, talk about the world political views and the economy of the world like Jaden Smith does, or you could just have fun and watch some.
These
fun.
are the only options, right?
Yep.
It's either Minions or political moment of the world.
Yeah. Oh, did you ever see that interview of Jaden Smith?
Oh, I didn't actually.
Oh, you should. Why? It's so dumb. He's like, all the kids in my age, oh wow, the strike missed, and just my Ben just blinks away. He was like, all the kids in my age.
It's a good fight, maybe.
Yeah, he has a
4 versus
satanic
1.
and 4K HP. He's just
Oh
gonna
my
one shot. He's gonna solo
lord.
the enemy team completely. Leo style, nice axe by.
This should be legal, I think, doing these farms.
Illusion's gone. There's Mandy in the trees. Gotta be careful, because there is a Dismar. Okay, he's using Midnight Pulse already. Luis is next. But yeah, Jaden Smith was talking about like how the kids his age were only talking about like cool TikToks and you know, super cool stuff, bro. And he wanted to talk with people about the social ecological situation in the world and the politics in the world. And I was like, bro, what? Come on. Who in their right mind?
How old are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm 27 years old. Could not care less.
No.
Yeah,
No, I'm
he's
talking-
like
I'm talking about
20.
Oh, really? I thought he was
20
much younger.
No,
Tower is under attack.
Jaden Smith. How old is he?
Middle tower
Like, in my mind, he's like 18, but I guess he grew up. People grew up.
He's 23 years old.
is under attack.
Okay. All right. Dude, I'm so old. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
To me, he's a child.
we're ancient. But at least immortals in Dota.
Yeah, that's... I mean, I'm trying to maintain that. Struggling, but yes. You know, the older you get, those reflexes, the will to be in a pub with adults screaming at each other gets lower.
I can completely agree with you.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, that's a Daddy Volker, alright. Mendy scores a goal for NoPing.
I missed the kill. They finally got a kill. Nango, for some reason, is ahead of Leostyle now. Huh. Fog.
I wonder what happened.
Yeah. Does make you think. And somehow Kara is still the poorest person in the entire game.
Is under attack.
Huh.
That's another level of impressive.
Dire structures are fortified.
Yeah, that's the life of the support Viper, you know? Just buying salves and sentries.
Dad wants to go
defend the
arcade
Bowie.
Blink.
Bowie?
Okay, Fando dropping low. Kim, you can toss him to an ally, by the way. You can toss save the Luis Venno, or you could just stare at him while he... Okay, he's getting the TP off in time. I don't think Kim realizes he has a toss.
Under attack. Radiant's middle barracks is fallen.
Jump in, this style. Hello. Goodbye. I love you so.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
God, dude.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
That's so demoralizing. Like, he was having such a good game. I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse.
Yes, you want
but-
to beat a dead horse.
Yes, I want it. Like, mid heroes are not supposed to be farmers, guys. They're supposed to create space and alleviate the pressure. And that bench farm for 10 minutes. It doesn't matter that he did well in lane if what he did after that was just farming.
Radiant's bottom barracks
Like, and it's not Leo Styles' fault. I think the actual strategic reasons behind the picks
Oh,
are wrong,
Mandy.
or their draft were bad. Oh, toss? Maybe?
Onto a...
Maybe.
CK turn around, use that Satanic once. Oh, BKB is trying to disengage. They don't have Black Hole available. They used it on Mandy. He's going in. Benjas is maybe going to die. Kara as well. They could just get themselves 2 kills secured here. And they're only 22k behind.
Dragon Knight. Oh, disappointing.
Oh, Dot is actually still being chased. Blink. But there's the monkey on the chase. Gotta be careful that you don't get in vision.
Oh, there's still... I don't like this at all.
And Dad pops a stunic, sees Mandy. Woohoo! Look at that heal. God, they're playing a nice little game of cat and mouse here.
He actually went for the Arcane Blink. Okay.
Okay, Ava in. Ismar. Not have the Midnight Pulse available. Do not. Stays alive this time around. Mango wants to hit that tornado. Doesn't have it available. We'll get the last hit onto Louise. Spirit Vessel charge gained because of it. Gonna chase for more. It's gonna get dusted up. In the meantime, they find Dodd. Okay, but the tree gets cut, and Mandy is now... That would be a dieback if he falls. Doesn't have the BKB. That's the patch right there. And he does die. But they kill the CK.
That was pretty cool. Not gonna lie. I expected a little bit more out of this Arcane Blink. I think CK is probably, with Shadow Fiend, one of the only heroes that want to build this item nowadays. Because, like, doesn't have CDR anymore. The debuff amplification is okay, right? I guess you can stun someone for, like, 5 seconds before you get the 25 talent. Oh, there's no 25. Oh, it's 20 now. Yeah, I'm a boomer. But he didn't go for the max chaos bolt duration talent, so it doesn't matter. It's a fun item. I still feel like either one of the other blinks could be good, but he does have some mana problems, and his build doesn't have an orchid, so it's okay. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have a problem with anything that Ravens does for the rest of the game.
Yeah, this looks like those, you know, slow deaths. I mean,
They could have finished off ages ago, to be fair. They're toying with their food, it seems. Waiting for the next Roche. Get that Aegis plus shard. On Dodd.
Dismore is higher level than everyone on NoPing besides Mandy.
That is a support position for Enigma for you. AFK the jungle. Only real Chads can run that strat.
All right, this is what I'll say. Okay, let's be hopeful. Let's be positive here. I think they never really wanted to play this mid-bench, and someone misclicked a hero, and they ended up with this terrible draft. And Leo Style's like, all right, I'll pick this bench. Let's just get the ABBA and let's go.
Yes, but
I feel like
the last pick ABBA makes no sense. Like that one for me was really the screw it with the draft.
no. Hear me out. They misclicked 2 times, and they also misclicked the last pick. And the next game we're gonna see a NoPing.
Oh
my lord, there we go.
Stunned up. Bye bye. That is Mandy. Oh, Leostyle swapping an illusion out. That'll teach him. That'll really keep him at bay. Dismar with the black hole on the back line. And GG lads gets called by Leostyle. That is game number 1. Secured for the Ravens. What a surprise. Never saw that one coming in.
Yeah, very back and forth game. There were definitely times where NoPing felt like they were playing Dota. But overall, I mean, I'm not surprised. I think this was probably one of the worst drafts I've casted in the entire Tour 3. it was bound not to work. And I just hope they get a better draft because they are good players. But I think anyone will struggle to win with that draft.
Yeah, they start with the godlike items, Ags, Deso.
Yeah, I feel like he had to play some sort of like drums, shard, sort of venge, and try to make things work. And then you eventually get the eggs. Just rushing the eggs like that was not the play. But even then, the draft was not great. So it was like no one plays mid venge, right? So he suddenly is playing it. He has to figure out what to do. And the eggs is a good item, but at what cost?
Yeah, that was, I mean, it was definitely not really a series that was super, well, the first game, super interesting. It was interesting, but in a completely wrong way. Hopefully, game number 2, we'll get to see a little bit more of NoPing coming back with a better draft to really stick it to the Ravens. Otherwise, this is going to be looking to be a very quick 2-0. Because Ravens, they had no problems whatsoever in this game. For that, of course, we're going to be going towards a short little break. We'll be right back for game number 2 after these messages.